Hey guys, what's going on? Nick Kellar.
Greg Brock.
We're with Atlas Premier Realty, another video blog. Today actually we wanted to cover something I don't think we've done a video on before, but something super critical if you're selling a house, thinking of selling a house, and it's how to properly position your home in the marketplace. And certainly with things being as volatile as they are right now in the real estate market, this is very, very critical. Something we are very, very passionate about, making sure people get it right. And something I think we do a little differently. So a lot of people hear the term CMA, comparative market analysis, and they think of that as their house valuation, and it is, but it's a very, in my opinion, a very linear approach. We try to take a multi-dimensional approach to it just to make sure that we're being very thorough with our approach. So it starts with the bird's eye approach. So from that, we're looking, if you think we're, bird looking down, we're starting at a very high altitude when looking. We're looking at either the county or the zip code and the health of the general market. So we're using what's called market absorption, which is measuring how many months supply of inventory, which tells us whether it's a buyer leaning market or a seller's leaning market, which is going to impact how aggressive we may or may not
get on pricing the property.
Exactly.
And then from the zip code or the county, we zoom in to the neighborhood. This is where we're going to start kind of weeding out properties that don't really look of like kind, not the same amount of bedrooms, not the same layout, not similar lots, etc., etc. And then from that, we're going to establish essentially a price range. And it's going to give us an idea. Sometimes this price range could be, $10,000 to $20,000 price range, or sometimes if it's a rare or either a really rural property or a really big property, it could be a much bigger range. And then what do we do with that price range? Yeah,
so we're also looking at days on market, how much over list price houses may be selling for, or how much under list price, depending on how the market's flowing. But after we have that price range, we can do what is kind of a unique step, and I think often forgotten, is we compare that price range with other active homes that are currently on the market in the same price range in the area or areas that people might be searching. So the number one thing people search by is price. So that's why we want to use that price range to see what else you're going to be competing against, because that's what conceivably all the buyers are looking at when they go to start looking at homes. They're looking at all those houses in that same price range.
And if you continue to stay zoomed in at that previous step, you're probably going to miss what actual buyers are looking for. I don't know how many times you get buyers that are looking in Westminster, Hampstead, Manchester, Finksburg.
You got to look at all that.
And so when you look at a price range, you got to zoom back out and see what all those buyers or everything that buyer is going to see, and then price your property in the right place there.
Yep, absolutely. And the thing there is you want to see, are these homes selling in this price range? And if they're not, and they're similar characteristics, so similar upgrades to the house you're selling, then maybe you should position, back to that word, a little below them, because they're not selling. They've done the dirty work for you, because at the end of the day, the price range that we've come down to, we're testing. And we just want to make sure that we're being very thorough with our approach and positioning it correctly based on the competition. So,
One last thing here is when you meet with your real estate agent and you're doing this type of positioning, it's really important that you're establishing that range and kind of getting an idea of where you might go, and then you're doing this again right before you go on the market, just to see if there's been any movement up or down, to see if you can either squeeze another $5,000 or $10,000 out of the property, or watch out, we've seen a little bit of a dip and we need to adjust $5,000 or $10,000 down.
It's a good point, because a lot of people that we meet with aren't ready to go on the market the next week or even the next month sometimes. So it's important to redo this methodology and go through this process right before you go on the market, so you're basing your pricing decision, again, it's your decision, based on the most current information that's out there, and make sure the market didn't swing one way or the other. So hope this helps. If you have any questions on how this might affect you or anyone you know that's thinking of getting in the market, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. As always, we appreciate your support, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks a lot.